but you kind of go, oh,
Yeah.
different trot.
I know what it's supposed to feel
Yeah.
like. I've just braced
That,
for it.
that little feeling, you're gonna, that's what I said, now it's a way of life almost every day. You're gonna start to kind of go, I want to do this. I want 5 or 10 of those every day, both directions. Just those moments in time, right? Which might mean I do 2 or 3 sets, meaning like circle work like this 2 or 3 times each direction with breaks in between. All up. And then again, a little gun, shorten them. Yep. And a little tickle. That's it. Good, good,
Right.
nice. It's kind of like, you know, what is it, like that old cartoon western where the guy starts shooting at the other guy's feet and yells at him to dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What was that Sam, Yosemite Sam?
Yeah.
You're kind of doing, you're like, dance! And you start kind of firing away a little bit with that, yep, 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 yep. Good. With the whip. You're not really shooting at his feet as much as you're tapping his butt with the whip, but that's kind of same for them. Do it there. And if you feel like there he's not reacting, just one sharper smack. Just go pop, and he'll jump, which is fine. Good, and now just reset, wide again. Do it on a circle. The circle's a little easier to control the stride. And now again, tick, tick, tick. And if he doesn't respond, you give him one sharp one. Stay circle, 20-meter circle. And again. Yes. Good. And a little long and low again, a second. Very slow. Yeah, good boy. Yeah, because this is that end of the spectrum, right? The far end of stretch it out. What you just asked for in the trot was the far end of the contract spectrum. So that's what I was getting at yesterday. Sometimes when he's being polite about it, so why not? Sometimes starting to swing the pendulum and show them the big difference. They start playing the game. They start kind of going, this is kind of fun, big and small, and up and down. Figure 8 to the right, circle down there a day. No faster than that in the front. And then you bring them up again and do one more set. Do the work, do it on a circle. The circle, just because when you start tapping them, they're going to start running. And the bend of the circle will just help keep them contained better. Up in front. And you just need maybe three more of those good reactions. Give us one. Tickle. Good. Yep. Watch the ground cover, stay circle. Don't let them down. Don't let them slow down in the speed. Do not let them reach the circle. And again, if he doesn't react, just one sharp one. And when you give him the one sharp one, he needs to jump forward. You kind of have to let him. Whether he breaks the can or he kind of runs off. Yep. And again, light. We just shorten back a little too much with the last power. Yeah. As I do, like, if you need to give him a smack, give him one. So you have to react to this. That's again that, like, you gotta dance. That's it. Good, good, good. Yeah, and again, if you have to be a little mean, when you keep your head up, don't lean down. You are not an ostrich. Get your head out of the sand. Yeah. One more. Good, good. Yep. And out again. Lock. That's fine. The long goes up. Definitely watch a little bit for leaning down. And if he's not reactive to the whip, just smack him. Because he has to become a little hypersensitive to it, so that when you're just tickling him, he starts going, you know, that he's, it creates a little bit of adrenaline. That's what you're shaping is the adrenaline, right? Kind of going, yep, pressurize.
A little bit of positive tension.
Right, yeah. That positive tension idea, which is the perfect expression, right? The positive tension is controlled adrenaline. So when you can't produce adrenaline, the tension, if you have tension, it's not right, right? You can have musculature tension, negative tension, you can have resistance type of tension, but it's not positive tension unless the adrenaline's pumping, but it's controlled. So that's where it's like, every once in a while they need one good in there, snap, don't get dull. Even though there were a couple of really good responses, they then get a little sleepy to it again, and you have to kind of wake it back up again once it's done.
So, for example, I'm at a show, and when he goes in the ring, say I don't get to let him see the judge standing up, where he sees the judge in there, and he feels like it's bulky behind the leg and just stiff as a board. I have one circle. What should I do?
Hope and pray.
Do that. That doesn't always work.
That, I mean, there isn't, I mean, what are you gonna do? You know, it's just, it's about just miles and miles and miles of doing it.
But I feel like where he's giving me but I'm still, it's escaping some, but not as much as it has
Yeah.
in the past. Maybe we'll
You're pushing it through.
get to where we
That- I
can
mean,
keep it.
That's how they work, right? The more
Uh-huh.
through they get and the more trained they get, the more reliable they get and stuff like that. That's it, like, there's nothing you can really do other than miles and miles and miles. The other one, which, you know, like, I'd say that fully serious and, you know, partway kind of kidding, because how is it possible for the average person to do it? But, you know, your best remedy when you have horse show issues, go every weekend. When you go every weekend and it's a normal everyday occurrence, you start getting a normal everyday horse with the horse shows. That's why you have shows, circuits like Florida. You know, those guys have it in there. We have it, we're starting better in California to do the same thing. They have it in Europe, they have an indoor circuit, you know, all winter long.
Yeah, I watched that.
They have an outdoor circuit all summer long, or spring and summer, you know, fall and winter is inside again for the World Cup, and winter and spring is inside, and summer and fall is outside. But they do these shows every weekend, one after another, and those guys just go one after another after another after another, because then you start getting this real reliable feeling, because then the show is just like any other day. Unless you're just anyway. Go a little lower, don't be bashful, like that. Give them a upward target, yeah. That's pretty good there right away. Yeah. Higher, down, shorter. I mean, that's one of the things you asked about position. It's not really position, but on both the horses, don't be bashful about kind of taking the range, you know, getting their heads up. I mean, the mare not as much as him, right? But kind of, yeah.
On my last ring.
High. Circle 20 meters. High. And then see if you can get a little bit of the same tickle with whip. Can you get the same reaction? The trot will become more cadence. The canter will get a little more jump, 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 jump. We'll let him down. Good. And yes. That's it. That was good. Don't let him down. Up and yeah, up there. And don't let him get bigger in the stride. That's it. Kind of those moments of it, it's kind of like the trot. You do sometimes have to just aggravate him a little bit. Hold him back. Hold him back. And now. Hold him back. Hold him back. 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 There, you just have to kind of flex your guns a little bit, right? Going, I'm not letting go of this. You need to change the shape of your body right now. Rein shorter. Yep. Lean a little back. Hold on to him just a touch. Light tickle. That's it. That's it. Good. Feel the difference right there? Yeah. Walk. Just to walk. Yeah, I go, okay, well, let me get my arms, just take a time out. But good boy. So you kind of go, that's all I needed. I need a little break too for my biceps. And then I go back to it, and back to it, and back to it, just over and over. And what you're after is just, you just need them to connect the dots to all this pressure is just to get that reaction. But if you get that reaction, he shifts in that shape, he does get lighter, softer. It's just a stride or two. But if I can get that reaction on call, and then I can hold it for a longer period, then it becomes the more norm feeling, that you're sustaining or able to sustain. That was good though, that moment. Like you really looked like a different body.
I feel like I'm like seriously
you have to. You just
using
kinda,
my seat.
Yeah, you just kind of have to like reel them, reel them up in the pole, hold them back, gag them a bit with the bit, and kind of go on this very systematic, well thought out attack on their hind legs. That's not all of them, right? Because some of them, they're built in a way where you just sit in and close your hand and tap and kind of seat pressure does it. He is not built for that. You have to physically turn his body, but he's not unable to do it, right? So in that you look at temperament, conformation, movement, right? I talked about that earlier. You look at your three variables. So some of them temperamentally won't let you do that, and you've got to find cleverer ways to do it. Others temperamentally don't care, but aren't built in a way that it's even a physical possibility. So you do have to kind of haul on them a little bit. He's one that's not quite built for it, and temperamentally, he looks like he's carrying less than he looked like he was carrying a couple months ago. And I'm kind of going, okay, let's do this already, because he's on board. And I feel like sometimes the faster, harder, like shock and awe, and go at it and just get him there, and there's no discussion, his body will actually kind of go, oh, okay. But if he thinks that there's options or there's more discussion routes, that's good. Yeah, probably looking good there actually. Starting to definitely compress. Now again, hold high. Even if you have to hold him up a bit with your hands, don't be bashful right now. About to get his head up. Keep the range short. Lean back, hold on to him, and a little light tickle under. That's nice. You got it. Whole different shape to his back again right there. That you can feel, right?
Yeah, I feel like I'm not working with my seat, but holding up down his seat.
Yeah. Short, come up, higher in the pole, and again now a little tickle, don't back up. Good. Tickle, until he softens again, tickle, up higher, pull up higher, meaner about his pole. Yep, up, high, back, tickle, there it is, tickle, hind legs, now there's your balance, now the hind leg. Yeah, they're interesting because there you totally have the balance for a couple strides, didn't have the hind legs. I mean, it happens, just walk, hands, don't let them keep trotting them. And canter, stay circle there, and just the minute he's cantering, go right back to it, 20-meter circle. And just get there, go anyway. We're cantering, my friends, don't change the subject on me. Go anyway, good. Up in front, welcome back. Here. Nice. Tickling. Up. Higher. Good. And walk again. And break again. Super. Funny there, like he totally gave up on himself when he broke. Because he kind of came way up and back and looked around and was like, I'm out of here. And just dropped the trot. This was actually pretty good as soon as you got back to canter. Here he kind of started that coil. It's an incredibly different shape. When you went after the walk break and trotted, he looked around.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in like a mean, nasty way, but this horse is so angular and flat. And then all of a sudden he looks around, like not just round